Title: She texted, "Can't make it tonight. Something came up," for the 6th time this month. I replied, "No problem at all." Then I used Find My iPhone to see where something actually was. Her ex's apartment complex. Start: She texted me at 8:47 p.m. "Can't make it tonight. Something came up," for the 6th time this month. I stared at the message for a long minute, thumb hovering over the screen. The dots danced. I typed, erased, then sent the perfect reply. No problem at all. Calm, collected, deadly. She had no idea that her casual lie had already torn through the last thread of my patience. I opened Find My iPhone, our little safety feature she insisted on sharing when she wanted me to trust her more. A soft pulse appeared on the map, beating faintly inside a familiar address. Her ex's apartment complex. Something came up, indeed. I didn't rage, didn't throw the phone. I simply sat back, watching the tiny dot move closer to the entrance gate, then stop. She was home, just not ours. I took a slow breath, the kind that feels like the eye of a storm, and I started planning. We'd been together 3 years, long enough for me to memorize the way she stirred her coffee counterclockwise, the soft hum she made while brushing her hair, the tremor in her voice when she lied. She was warmth once, laughter, curiosity, and a kind of chaotic light that made my days feel alive, until she began to dim, one excuse at a time. Work late, headache, girls' night. I noticed the scent of cologne on her jacket that wasn't mine, the lipstick stains on her coffee mug when she swore she hadn't had time for makeup. Little inconsistencies, tiny fractures. Every betrayal starts as a whisper. You just need to learn to listen. When I finally did, I started saving everything. Screenshots, locations, receipts. Not for proof. Proof is for those who still hope. For me, it was preparation. Revenge isn't chaos, it's choreography. I spent 2 weeks designing her downfall with the precision of a surgeon. First, I scheduled the flower delivery, white lilies, her favorite, to her ex's address. I included a note that read, "Since you both clearly rekindled what I never should have interrupted, I thought I'd celebrate your reunion. No problem at all." Second, I pre-scheduled the message for her best friend. Screenshots, timestamps, every missed girls' night accounted for. I knew her friend couldn't keep a secret to save her life. That would start the wildfire. Third, I changed her Netflix password. Small, but personal. A taste of absence. Then, I called our landlord and ended the lease early. I had already moved half my things into storage, quietly over several nights when she was busy. My final move would come the night the flowers arrived. That evening, I sat in my car, parked across from his complex. Her car was there. Second-floor window lit faintly. I could almost hear her laugh through the glass. My phone buzzed. The flower company had delivered the bouquet. 10 minutes later, her location started moving, fast. She came running out of the building, barefoot, phone in hand, eyes wide, scanning the street. Panic. She called me 3 times. I didn't answer. The 4th time I picked up. Her voice trembled. You sent flowers here?" I smiled. "No problem at all, remember? Something came up." Silence. Then a soft sob. "Please let me explain." But I wasn't interested in explanations. I wanted realization. "Check your messages," I said, and hung up. At that very moment, her best friend's group chat was lighting up with screenshots, timestamps, proof. The internet equivalent of fire spreading through dry grass. I watched her crumble in real time. The next morning, she came home. Or rather, to what used to be home. Half-empty closets, bare counters, no trace of me except the framed photo I'd left on the table, our anniversary picture, cracked down the middle. Underneath it, an envelope. Inside, the spare apartment key, her half of the deposit refund, and a note. This isn't revenge. This is clarity. I gave you honesty. You gave me lies. We're even now. I imagine her reaction, shock first, then guilt, then that quiet horror that comes when you realize someone saw everything and said nothing. That's what haunted her most, I think. Not that I caught her, but that I waited. That I smiled through every lie, already writing the ending in my head. A week later, she texted again. "I'm sorry, can we talk?" I replied with the same 3 words that started it all. No problem at all. Then I blocked her. They say revenge doesn't heal, but that's not true. It doesn't heal them. For me, it was cleansing, like standing over the ashes of something you built, knowing it finally stopped pretending to be alive. I learned something that night, watching her run barefoot into the street, desperate to undo what she'd done. Love and hate are closer than people think. But control, that's the line between them. And I stayed on my side of it. I never yelled, never confronted. I let truth do the talking. That's the beauty of quiet revenge. It echoes louder than rage ever could. Sometimes I wonder if she still thinks about that bouquet. The lilies trembling in her hands, her heart racing with guilt. If she ever realized I chose white for a reason. Purity, forgiveness, closure. I didn't destroy her. I simply handed her the mirror she'd been avoiding and let her drown in her reflection. Now, whenever my phone pings late at night, I remember that tiny blue dot on the map pulsing in betrayal. And I smile, because sometimes no problem at all means you've already solved it.